sell. Yeah. So really
Yeah.
start selling on fair. And then really our start of launch is March 8th, 2023 at Expo West. The day we went to Expo West is the day we launch our product. And the really funny thing is like, oh my God, I spent way too much money on my first Expo West. I had no idea that I could just buy like a background banner and then get a table and that's it. I really thought that for every single booth, you need to build it out. So I hired a company to build out the booth. And everything was like a one time. There's nothing left because everything was cut. I had a bar. I built out a bar. I had a bathroom. I even rented a TV to
Oh
play
my God.
like,
To
the
play
promo
what?
video. No, no, I actually made a video. No, listen to it. I not just made a video. I flew to California to film that video.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Because
You're going all
initially,
out.
no, because initially I was going to do a launch on Kickstarter. And in order to do Kickstarter, you need to have a video.
Right.
But then because I had an issue with my packages and the Kickstarter box didn't arrive until like few months later, I couldn't do Kickstarter. So I had to do Expo West first and then give up on my Kickstarter idea. So anyway, I flew to California for one day. I actually flew in the morning, flew out like the night, the latest flight to shoot that video. And so I rented a TV to do the video.
Oh my God.
Anyway, and the thing is, right? So, and I had a like all my neighboring booths. They just had like a backdrop and a table, and I was like, and they all look at me, be like, "So where are you sold at?" I'm like, this is actually our first day.
We just
They're like,
launched.
what? And I've seen the brand that's selling into like thousands of stores, right? And they're just doing the simple setup. And I was like, I have no idea. I can do that. Anyway, so then I end up telling myself, you know what? It's go home or go big or go home. So, I had to hypnotize myself that that is the way to go, right? And I had so many people came into our booth. Oh, I love your booth. We did stand out though. It was super colorful. It looked great. People came in. So how long have you been in business? Where can I buy your product at? And we're like, you are able to order online today because it wasn't even, it wasn't even ready until today, right? And we're not sold anywhere, and we're one day old. And they're like, what? And you have a booth like
And a
this?
video and
And the TV and video and like 6 people work at your booth. I should hire people outside. I didn't even know that there's such a thing as I can give people a free badge, exchange for volunteer hours to help me out at the booth. I knew nothing and I just went all out. Now looking back at it, no. Okay, so I'm going to Expo West like next week. So I spend 6% of what I spent last time.
6%.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, yeah.
Wow. So learning lesson for those
Oh
listening.
my God. Oh my God. So it now it's, I mean, yeah, I think Launch Expo West doing this really, really nice, like eye-catching booth is great, but definitely didn't need to be that expensive. And yeah, I could have done it for like a quarter of the price to achieve that goal. I just didn't know I could do that. I thought
Yeah.
every person is dishing out 20K to do a booth. I didn't know. I really
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah. So what was the reaction from people and retailers that stopped by the booth?
It was actually great. That was the aha moment where I thought, oh, this could be business. I mean, there was really nothing. There was no other place at the show, if you're asking, right? But that resulted in me opening, getting into shelves of Hagen, which opened to Unify. That resulted in me open Crown Pacific, which is my regional distributor. We don't have any retailer, but they loved our product so much. They're like, we're gonna open account for you, which resulted in right now about 200 stores in Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
That
wow.
opened my distributor at Checks, which is at Northeast. They're like, you guys might be good for the fresh market. And then so they're like, we're just gonna sign you up first, and then we're gonna go through the category review for fresh market, which we got in as our first retailer. So I mean, and then I met the first day I was there. Actually, it was the first day. It was like at 10 o'clock in the morning. I was so out of it. I'm not out of it. I just didn't really know what to expect. And this lady came in and she was looking around. And then I was like, oh, hey, hey. And I look in the back, there's a world market. Somehow it didn't register registering that it's the Cost Plus World Market, the one with
Yeah.
260 stores. It was
Yeah.
one of my kind of focus retailer. I just didn't register. I was like, oh, so where are you guys based at? And how many stores do you have? She's like, we're based in California. We have like 260 stores. I'm like, oh, you're in the world market. And then so we exchanged contact, right? And that's when I met her. And the funny thing, so I've been kind of following up with her for 1 year. I literally like emailed her every 3 weeks just to, hey, new updates, da da da.
Yeah.
And it didn't really get much of response until roughly like 11 months later. And on March 8th of 2024, so which is last year, exactly 1 year, I met her and we had a video conference. That's when she told me that you guys are going to be our winter holiday kind of theme for Hapa. So we got into World Market last winter, so last Christmas. But that's all result of this Expo West,
Yeah.
the first launch experience. Yeah, I mean, it took really long. It took like 18 months, but I mean, if I didn't go to the show, none of those will happen.
Yeah. So it sounds like you did have a retail list when you went to the show of the retailers that you really wanted to connect with?
I mean, it wasn't really a list because there were just so many retail chains in the United States, like small and big. And I mean, I just knew some of the bigger ones, the ones in my city that I shop to. I mean, a lot of them I just didn't really know. I tried to remember them because I remember before that I was living in China for 13 years. So I wasn't very familiar with, the CPG industry at all. I mean, I didn't really go to supermarket outside of my states. So it's all new for me. But I did know Whole Foods, Sprouts, like Costco. I mean, those big ones
Yeah.
I did know, but not like specific, very small individual ones. So a lot of them were just like, oh, okay, well, okay, yeah, well, where are you based at? How many stores do you have? I probably offended some people. They were like, what? You don't know us? I probably did. I didn't even remember, yeah. It was just really funny because I remember prior to the show, right? Because we did have our product in the warehouse in February. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to email those retailers. So I just kind of like got some information off the internet and start emailing retailer. I think I emailed about 100 different retailers. I had a list. I probably got 5 or 6 sample requests, and then that's it.
Didn't hear
Nothing.
anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my God, I really felt discouraged. I thought that how do I ever get their attention? And I just didn't know how, like, like why no one responded. Like, did they even get the email? But then look back, right? The email's kind of stupid too, because I realized it was all about me.
You didn't talk about the product?
No, it's all about like the brand, like not about the retailer. Like the email, it was all like, "Hey, I have good news," "Oh, we're launching next in April." People are like, "I don't care. You're not even launched. Why are you emailing me?" It's like we're available, and it's like where's this and that. It's like none of the relevant information that we really need. It was just more about So if I'm a retailer, I look at it and be like, I'm not gonna respond to these people. Definitely Rockies are new. They don't even know what they're talking about.
Right off a brand that no one's even seen before?
Exactly. I'll be like,
Yeah, yeah,
exciting news. It started with, hi, exciting news. We are
yeah.
blah 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 based and we're launching next month. We want to present you with those products. No one is excited about this news.
Oh my gosh. I think too it's
Yeah.
great because at the expo, you actually get opportunity for people to trial your product. They can see the packaging. You can talk about it versus just talking about it through an email or sending samples to somebody that's going to try it whenever they have opportunity to try it.
Absolutely. And I think what really surprised me is how much people love the product, especially the wild mushroom. I mean, at first I was just like, oh, just try it. Towards the second, third day, I was so confident. It's like people walking by and I'll be like, hello. They're like, hi. It's like, this is going to be the best mushroom sauce you ever had in your life. They're like, I never had a mushroom chili sauce. I'm like, well, this will be the first and the best. And they're like, do I really want to try it? I'm like, oh, yeah, you do. And you want it. And then they try it. And I'll be like, I tell you, right? And there will be people walking by. I just hand them the sample. And then they will be trying sample, start, continue walking. And I will be talking to my, team member there. Watch, he's going to come back. And then this person will be walking. I'll be like, what is this? And they'll say, I knew you're gonna come back. It was that good,
Yeah.
like the response was just phenomenal and people just really, really enjoy the product. So that kind of gave me a boost of confidence.
Yeah. And it sounded like definitely a win for helping you get into some retailers post that.
Absolutely, yeah.